Hi and welcome to Pome Fest 2020 Packhouse Tour. My name's Susie Green and I'm CEO of the Apple and Pear Growers Association of South Australia. We're here today at Ceravolo Orchards, which is nestled in the hills in Ashton. Now, something like 85% of our apples and 93% of our pears in South Australia are grown right here in the Adelaide Hills. We have some beautiful climate, rolling hills and the perfect topography to grow really high quality fruit. Most of the orchards within the hills are managed by family businesses that have been handed down through the generations. This area was settled by orchardists in the late 1800s and we've been growing high quality fruit here ever since. But we're not set in our old ways. The industry is here to keep innovating and finding exciting new ways to do things better, and we're adopting new technologies. What you see today is a great example of this kind of innovation, so we really hope you enjoy what you see.
Hi, I'm Tony Ceravolo from Ceravolo Orchards. We are a family business. It's a beautiful, unique business where it's been passed on from a generation to generation. We have orchards spread out throughout the Adelaide Hills, approximately 7 to 8 orchards. We have a wide range of varieties that we grow in these orchards. The main varieties being Pink Ladies, Golden Delicious, Red Delicious, Grannies. We're also very lucky to be involved in what they call the club varieties. So we also grow a Bravo and a Kanzi apple, which are also a very unique apple. And I think the industry moving forward, the club varieties is a thing of the future for the next generations to come. So apples are still hand-picked. There is a little bit of mechanisation around as far as picking apples also, where you can actually use a machine, but they still need to be physically hand-picked off of the trees. From that, they go into what we call bulk bins. So they're normally around 360, 400 kilos. And from there, they come into the packing shed. As we bring the bins in from the orchard, we tag the bins and put them all into storage. From there, we put it all into our computer system, giving us good traceability of where they have actually come from. Once we've ticketed the apples and put it into storage, we actually put the rooms under CA, which is a controlled atmosphere. The controlled atmosphere actually slows the ripening down of the fruit. We're actually drawing the oxygen out of the room, giving it a 2% oxygen, 1% carbon dioxide, and this effect actually allows us to keep the apples for virtually for 12 months of the year until we start the next season. So that's how we get our length of time of selling our fruit, which is good for marketing. Once our apples are all in storage and everything's good, we actually start drawing on our CA rooms. From that, we put it near the packing machine where we're ready to pack. We put it onto a lift, which is called a T-dump. From the T-dump, the actual takes the whole bin down into the water, and as the bin goes down into the water, the apples all float out. By the way, apples do float, as you know, if you didn't know. And from that, there's actually a big pump which circulates the water, and the apples will float around with the circulation. From there, they actually go on to what we call a roller belt. So it actually picks up the fruit coming out of the water. From there, we go through an inspection table. From that, we actually go onto a set of brushes, which actually cleans any leaves or any debris or anything that's on that fruit. From there, it actually goes on. The next stage will be the camera system, which is what we call a spectrum, which is the defect sorter part of the system. That actually takes out the colour. If we have apples that don't have enough colour, or if we've got green apples which have got colour, we want out. So it works both ways, works with colour or with no colour. We also take the defects as far as sunburn, markings, any blemishes on the fruit, we can actually take that out with that system there. From there, they go into what I call an NIR system, which is almost like an X-ray system. So it actually looks on the internal of the apple. So as the apple goes through, it can actually pick up if there's anything wrong within that apple, where it be a core rot or anything at all in there, it will actually pick it up and put it aside. The actual system is fully automatic. As it goes through, it knows exactly what its criteria is, and it'll drop the apple according to what lane you set it to. Once we've gone through the inspector, then the grader will know what drop to actually place the apples in, and from there you've got your packers on there which are actually placing them in trays, or if we're pre-grading into bins for pre-packing. The actual machine that we're actually grading apples with is what we call a compact system, and it allows us to pack 300 to 400 kilos of fruit every minute. So it's quite a lot of kilos coming through that machine. When we actually pre-grade into bins, From there, we can actually do pre-packing as well. We don't just put all the apples on trays, we actually pre-pack apples also. And the pre-pack machine is the same thing. We fill into a 360 bulk bin, we put onto the bin tipper, and we put it through the pre-pack machine. The pre-pack machine can actually pack 360 by 1 kilo bags every 15 to 20 minutes with just 4 people. So the automation is incredible. Once we've actually packed all the fruit, we then put it back into storage because apples are really best kept very cold. So normally our cool rooms are 1 degree. And from there we draw the fruit according to our orders. It just depends where they're heading. But that also gives us the opportunity to rotate the stock. So we've got quite a bit of racking in the cool rooms. We normally place the fruit in one side one day, and as we draw from that, when we're packing the next day, we'll put it in the other side. So the boys know to rotate the fruit properly. And also all the pallets are marked with the date on there, so there is no issues, and batch numbers. Once we've packed the apples, we actually put them into the cold room, and the rotation is done within the cold room so that the boys make sure they know that they're dispatching the stock packed the day before. And from that, all of our trucks are refrigerated, leaving the premises. The apples that we actually get off of the grader from our inspector, our defect sorting, are all taken over to Ashton Valley side of the business, which is our juicing side of the business, which gives us a great opportunity to utilise all our fruit. So virtually we are zero waste here, where we're actually packing 99.9% of that fruit is actually utilised. So for us, because that piece of fruit is picked, it's actually cost us money to pick it, we can actually utilise every bit of it, also making our costs a lot more efficient and great for the environment. So most people think that apples are actually just found in the box. They're actually not. It is a huge process on apples from the actual farm to the actual home, and we really love what we do as a family. We've been doing it for many generations. For me, I'm very passionate about this industry, so I really encourage people, if they're interested in horticulture, to really get up and have a look at these sort of things throughout the Adelaide Hills. It's great for South Australia. We love the way South Australian people actually support the farmers, so we welcome people to come up and have a look, and thank you very much for listening to us.